my name is Evie. I'm the marketing manager at TOKENY. And let's dive into some real-world assets tokenization. Let's see how it just works perfectly. Okay, so I think most of the people in the audience and in the panel are either already active in tokenization or are very familiar with it. So I wanted to start with some industry data, because tokenization used to be a very innovative and new technology. It still is, but we see a lot of institutional interest and institutional adoption as well. So, for example, Roland Berger forecasts the total market value of tokenized assets to exceed $10 trillion by 2030. And we see another interesting point shared by Bain & Company, that tokenization could potentially unlock a 400 billion revenue opportunity. And as a cherry on the pie, we have the quote by Larry Fink from BlackRock that stated that the ETFs are just the first step when it comes to the technological revolution of financial markets, but that tokenizing every financial asset will be next. So it makes you wonder, this is very a positive development. There's a lot of potential here. Why don't we see more RWA tokenization already happening right now? And we think that it's because of two major challenges, being compliance and standardization. So let's talk about compliance first. At TOKENY, we built a standard called the ERC 3643 standard, which is an open source token protocol very tailored towards tackling this compliance challenge, specifically in RWA tokenization. So by using permission tokens, you can basically embed any type of relevant compliance rule into your smart contract and be sure that you're always in compliance with any type of rule that you might need. So in other words, for example, here in this image here, you can see that there's supposed to be a transfer between investor A and B. And basically, only if investor A and investor B comply with all of the compliance rules, only then the transfer can take place. And if one of the two or both of them do not comply or not comply completely, then the transfer cannot take place. It's a fully automated system, so you can be sure that you will always be in compliance with any type of rule. This is how we tackle compliance, and then there's still standardization. So the ERC 3643 has been around for a while, and we've been pushing very hard to create an open ecosystem around the standard to basically allow every party to compliantly tokenize their real-world assets. The standard has been validated because it has obtained the final status by the EIP. It has been audited by Hacken, who, by the way, I think they are in the audience as well. So thank you. Thank you for conducting the audit and for granting us the 10 out of 10 score. And the standard has been recognized as well by several authorities, institutions, and industry leaders, as you can see here in the bottom. Then there's the standard, but there's also an association, which is a nonprofit association to which many large financial institutions and global law firms and other types of players that are active in the field are contributing. So this is basically a collaborative effort to push the standard and to create standardization globally. It's basically an effort to create, to enable everybody to compliantly tokenize their assets. Now at TOKENY, we've built the ERC 3643, but we also built all the tools that you might need if you want to compliantly issue, manage, and distribute your digital securities, which is why we are the enterprise-grade tokenization platform. It means you can tokenize any type of asset, use any type of EVM-compatible blockchain, and do this in any type of jurisdiction. We've been around for 6 years, and in this time, we've helped over 100 customers and powered many different projects for many different asset classes, as you can see right here: funds, debt, equity, you name it. And in total, the value of the assets that have been tokenized with our platform has reached more than $28 billion. And as a last point, I want to mention that we're backed by Apex, which is one of the leading fund services with over $3 trillion in asset under management. And then finally here, it's not very clear, but these are some of the awards that TOKENY has received over the years. And as a last note, I want to highlight that also our dedication to being a very secure platform has been acknowledged, because we've gotten the SOC 2 certification, and we have been audited by Hacken, as I already mentioned. So are you curious to what happens behind the scenes when you tokenize your RWA? Then I would encourage you to scan this QR code, because you will find the complete tokenization process guide there, which goes more into the technical details than what I just discussed in these 5 minutes. And that's it. Thank you for listening, everybody.
Yes, thank you for this top-notch showcase. So before we move on to the judges, I have one question to cast at you. Let me see where I wrote it down. Yeah, as far as I understand, unauthorized transactions will be denied. For example, if certain compliance criteria are not met, how can DeFi protocols and investors find out the reason behind a denied unauthorized transaction at Tokeny? By the way, I will also bring your colleague on the stage,
Hi,
Sharon.
yeah, my colleague is joining for the Q&A.
Hello, good to see you guys, and thank you for having us. Yeah, Eva, you wanted to get into this question, or?
This is a wonderful question, because recently we've been working on this with the ERC 3643 Association, actually, because it used to be relatively vague what happens when a transaction is denied. But two of the members of the association, which is DevPro and Tokeny, have been building a new user interface component, which creates more clarity. So now if a transaction is denied, you can basically see more clearly why that is the case, whereas it used to be a bit vague. I cannot show you right now, but we actually did a webinar last week where Konstantin, who I think is also here, showed exactly where you can find all of the features and also gave a little demo. So please check out our LinkedIn, because you will find the link to the webinar and you can find exactly what I'm talking about right now.
Oh, wonderful. That's a remarkable feature. I see also we got a question coming up from our judge, from Dima from 3X Capital. First of all, congratulations. He thought it was a great pitch. And his question is, how long will it take to implement ERC 3643?
Nice.
Tricky, yes.
How long will it take to implement? Sharon, you want to take this one?
Yeah, sure. So as Eva mentioned, the ERC 3643 is a token standard that is open source for any company who wanted to deploy this smart contract. But to have a comprehensive platform that is ready to use for your end users, that might take you months, even years to build up, because it's not only about on-chain data, it's also about off-chain data. So you can provide a cap table that is readable by your domain, by your back office, for example. So in short, if you build a platform using the standard, it can take you more time. But if you want to go quicker, you can collaborate with a tokenization platform like Tokeny that is ready to use. We can basically deploy the token in a matter of a few weeks, just a few days, if you are ready with compliance documentation.
Understood. Thank you for clarifying. We got another question from him. Could you elaborate on your roadmap? So what plans are mapped out in 2024?
So maybe. So on our side, we do communicate about our product roadmap, but in short, the 2024 will be the year that we're trying to build the distribution rails, meaning we're trying to connect the different DeFi protocols, all of the distribution platforms that involved wanted to be connected or compatible with ERC 3643. Therefore, that we can really bring the liquidity to the market that are dreaming for. So we're going to build the tools around this goal in the coming year. So this year.
Lovely, understood. We have
I'm
time
sharing
for
a link in the chat, which is linking towards one of our recent product newsletters where we write a lot of details about our 2024 roadmap.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Evie.
I shared it in the chat, yeah.
We're tight on time, but we can answer two more questions from our judges. Armand from Aurora, what are the focused industries? Are any areas any areas you are targeting in particular?
Absolutely. So maybe I take this one, Evie.
Yeah,
the market we're targeting is basically every kind of assets we can help to tokenize, but we see the potential of asset managers, especially to bring a lot of assets quickly and with a high quality into the markets. Because technology is just a tool. What we really need is to have good qualified or good quality assets, allow investors as ourselves to participate in easily with those kind of tools. So we will really focus on bringing the big guys, let's say, on board, but same time helping the smaller company as well to bring assets on chain to innovate quickly as well.
Thank you for elaborating. One more question from Colin Erickson, a fintech angel investor and advisor. Tokeny has pushed ERC 3643, but has also developed a full suite of tools to enable usage of the token standard. Can you elaborate on those various tools and if they are all developed by Tokeny exclusively or tend to take a strategic partnership approach?
So yes, so as we mentioned in the pitch that there is an association created. That is a nonprofit, meaning that every tools developed through the association are free, are valuable for all of the developers and tokenization platform even. They can directly go. There will be in the future a factory that built by the association, so will be free and open for anyone to use. And the DeFi UI component mentioned by Evie, back to the pitch as well, it's free for any platform to adopt freely there. So, and then of course, Tokeny is still a revenue driving company to survive and to grow, to build together. So on the other hand, we also have this ready to use, so white label tokenization platform in place. So you don't need to have a technical team to build from the scratch, but directly maybe using our API as well to directly plug into your platform. Then you will be able to deal with the digital securities directly without needing to wasting your time. So focus on your core business, which is really to find good assets and reach out to the eligible investors and allow them to have digital experience, even hiding all blockchain complexity behind with our platform. So that were two different things. There are free tools available and also paid tools through Tokeny.
Amazing. Well, you have a very captivating company because many more judges have questions, but we're very tight on time. So considering everything, yeah, Sharon, Ivy, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank
you for having us.
Questions to our LinkedIn page. We would be very happy to answer any questions. So
yeah, you heard it, folks. Well, our pleasure, and hope to see you again.
Kaya.
Goodbye.